Alright, funny as shit. I remember when I first learned this move up in somewhere in Manhattan, Ali Studios. Um, you see in salsa, it's all about like your hip going out. So I remember in class, I was trying to do this movement, and as you see, like your hip has to go in. But at the time, like my hip just kept going out, and the teacher called me out. She's like, "Do you do salsa? Because I see that hip is fighting." Okay, so that's my little story. Now I'm gonna break down the movement, and as always, we're gonna start off with the feet. So it's essentially, the feet are very easy in terms that it's essentially just a twist from the hip inwards, where you can think about your knee just caving in. That's what gives it that kind of like broken look on the lower half of your body. And when you add the torso towards the opposite side, that's how you get that cool look. You know, that kind of like, oh shit, that chicken head look, yes? So, when we're actually doing it, the way I was taught is that foot that's gonna go in, that foot is gonna go out, so you could think of that as our one. And then, when we're gonna go on to the opposite side, you could think of, if you watch me applying salsa, so you could think of like a pachanga back, or if you're like from hip hop, you could think of a rendezvous back. So this is one, and then you go two. And that leg is going sweeping across, back, so it's kind of making like half a circle, and then you're stepping back. And when I step back, I'm like this. You obviously don't want to step back forward. You either want to step back horizontal for your audience, or kind of like this. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Yes? So that one, here, I have my mirror here, but so that one is a tap, that 2 is that slide back, and that 3 is that weight transfer to that back foot. That weight transfer is important to really be able to put in all your weight on it. So when we repeat the same knee into the other side, you can do that with ease. And that's always going to be in front of that back foot. And then when you repeat it, and that's really the movement. Yes? So now I'm going to break up the body movement. Okay, cool. So for the body movement, in our tap position, our torso is going to be towards the side that our foot is tapped. Yes? So right here I'm tapping with my right. So my torso is going to be towards the right. Then when we slide our foot out, our torso is going to go opposite that direction. So opposite our slide. So since I'm sliding now with the right foot, I'm moving my torso towards the left. Then when I step, I move it back towards the right. So when I tap back again with that other foot, with that knee in, I move the torso back towards the left. So the torso is practically just going right, left, right, left, right, left. Similar to the Carlton I taught you, but now, instead of freestyling that ricochet, it has more structure. So towards the tap, the torso is towards the tap side. When we slide that foot out, our torso goes opposite the slide. And then when we step, our torso goes towards our weight, which would be that step foot. And then when we tap, we go back to the tap position, and then it just repeats. Now, for the shoulder, in that tap, when you're in that final pose position, you want that shoulder that's on the same side of that tap to be raised up, not down. You want it to be up. Yes? So that's practically for the body movement. Now I'm gonna teach you what I do with my hands. All right, cool. So now with the hands, what I'm essentially just doing is similar to the combs and like all these movements you see, I fix them to the sides of my stomach, yeah. And I'm just swaying them from side to side. So starting from the right, going down, and then going back to center. So it's like center, down, back to center. So I'm just making like circles, but instead of continuing the circle, we go half a circle. Oh no, we complete a circle and then go back the other way. So in our tap position, we're at the top. Then as I'm sliding my foot. By the time I step, my hands are towards the bottom. And then while I'm transitioning to tap that other foot, my hands go back up. And that's with the body movement of your torso. Yes? And that's it. Okay, so now for some drills. So if you haven't done already, if you check out my call turn video, there's this drill I told you to do it on one leg, moving your torso. Something too that really helps me feel my torso a lot more is putting the hands by the side of my body and just moving my torso left or right. And also just having my weight fully on one leg and being able to do that without holding. Yes? That would be the first drill. Also, a second drill would be just do this. Try just sinking before adding the hands, your torso with the taps. Yes? Make sure that that's very fluid. And then you can start adding the hands. And remember, if you really want that nice look, it's really gonna come by stepping back. Stepping back that foot is important. So then you could kind of like crunch. That makes sense. So since I mentioned that this move comes from hip hop, when I incorporate hip hop movements into salsa, I do it on the chord beats because in hip hop it's very like, I like it when it's slow, the movement, and salsa songs tend to be pretty fast. Not to say hip hop isn't, but salsa songs do tend to be faster. So it's a lot, I think it looks a lot better in my opinion when you slow down the movement by hitting it on the chord beats. Because when you hear that, I think it's called a conga, or no, I don't know, when you hear that conga that hits on the 1, 3, 5, 7, which are the chord beats, you want to hit that pose on that 1. Funny story, I remember I was wearing my glasses at the time when I was drilling this movement back during the summer of 2023, so like, I'll say August, September. And if you have glasses, something I would like to do when I initiate the movement. So I'm gonna teach you it just from partner work, because I'm pretty sure that's all you fucking care about. So it'd be 1, I usually do these movements after crossbody. So 1, 2, 3. I will take my time, and then on that 5, this would be my pose. So I would have my glasses, and then I would just be like this. I got the fucking pose from, if you watch My Hero Academia, the time guy, the guy who has that time power, he would usually like move his glasses up like this. So I just like to mimic that. So I would start off like this. I'm still holding on to the girl using my left hand. And then, so this would be 5. And then once I hear that 7, I would start going around. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. I can't really go back because I have a wall. But yeah, that was one. Actually, that's one common is fallback I found with the move, especially when I'm actually trying to do it like all out, is that like I have to move back. So when you do this move, make sure you have space because you're essentially going to be going back, right? And you don't want to bump into the people behind you. So just like I say in usually all my moves, I only do them for a bar. So you're really only going to take like 2 steps back. So this would be 5, 1, 5. You can step your 7 and then give your girl a turn or whatever you want. And yeah, that's for the partner work. All right, cool. So that's the end of the movement. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget, The mirror is a liar, so please record yourself, and I'll catch you on the next one.